Hello and welcome to Mike's Garage. If you've already subscribed to our channel, thank you very much. If you haven't, please do. And when you do, be sure and tap on the little button for the notification bell so you'll be notified every time we put up another video. All right, thank you for that. I wanted to talk about a couple of things before we get started tonight. And basically what I wanted to talk about was the Born Free show, which we really had a great time there. And it looked to me like everyone else did too. Anybody that I missed, I'm so sorry. We went on Sunday rather than Saturday. At the last minute, I got gifted 2 grass passes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, gee, yes, you betcha. You betcha. That was nice. I want to thank Tommy C. from Tommy C's in Arizona.
Yes.
Trying to think which town.
I don't know.
Oh, come on, here we go.
I can't help
Oh,
it.
how can I forget that? Oh, that's terrible. Sorry. Tommy, I'll think of it in a minute, and when I do, I'm gonna probably just scream it or something. But anyway, so we got to go to the Born Free show, and we got our grass passes, and I took Baby Doll, and we had a great time. Mm-hmm. One of the things we did I really wanted to do was our last 4 videos, which there's only 4 of them. It was kind of an experiment, and what I did is I interviewed 4 different people. And it wasn't, in case anyone wonders, it wasn't a commercial. It wasn't to sell products. It was to introduce people I've done business with and been friends for years and years. And to me, that's one of the most important things I do. I've done it for years, and as long as I can remember, even when I was a kid, I used to introduce people to each other because it seemed to me if we could all benefit from each other, it was good, whether it's with experience or jokes or whatever the story is. And all the years I was in the motorcycle business, I got to know so many people, and people are really what it's all about. I don't like to communicate on computer all the time, especially in doing business. You know, there's people that I call on the phone to order something once in a while, and I've known them so long that I remember when they got married. I remember when they had kids. I remember when the kids graduated from high school, and then I remember when the kids graduated from college. That's how long I've known some of those people. Or some of the people who are now operating businesses that their parents started. And I love that, especially when they carry on doing business the same way their parents did, and their parents were a treat, and so are they.
Sometimes
That's what, huh?
Sometimes a little better.
You know, the folks that I introduced, they're all wonderful, and so are their parents. And, you know, I mean, God, I mean, Jim Lineweber I knew for about 100 years. He was one of my heroes. And his son Justin is just like him. He's just the same deal. Same thing with Bobby LaPera and his sister Christine. Mm-hmm. Both of them are like their dad was. I knew their dad. I never knew their mom, but I sure knew what their dad was like. Anyway, I just wanted to make that point. In case people thought what I was trying to do was sell products, I wasn't trying to sell anything. But I sure had a good time. Anyway, so here we are. Let's get on to my Knucklehead now, because this is also a dear friend of mine. Mm-hmm. I do love this Knucklehead. And I've been in love with this Knucklehead since about 1988. Okay, I didn't know what you were doing with the camera. Anyway, I've been having an ongoing problem with this Knucklehead, and I realize I've put a number of these together over the years and not had this problem, so there's something I'm missing here. I've had people tell me they've had the problem, but I've rebuilt stuff, put it together, and didn't have any problems. So what's happening here is I'm pumping a lot of oil to the top end, which I have restricted, cut down the flow and all that sort of thing, like I would on just about anything. And now the top end loads up with oil and it doesn't drain back down into the lower end like it should. I mean, it's getting back there, but not enough. So when it fills up, you know, knuckleheads have about 1,000 places to leak, and she's utilizing all of them. Anyway.
Sorry, I tried not to laugh.
Yeah, well. Anyway, what we have is the line that goes to the top and feeds the oil up here, which goes to the rear rocker box and the front rocker box right here. This is an early style one with banjo fittings.
Yum.
I use it because it's cool. Okay, I do like it a lot. And of course the oil comes up out of the cam cover. So it comes up from there, and I have made a restrictor in there, and then goes to the 2 rocker boxes. Then from there, after the oil has oiled the rocker arms and shafts, then it goes back down in. Now, let's see, if we can get around to the other side, I can show. The reason I'm showing this stuff is because everybody loves knuckleheads, but how often do you actually get to see into one or what all these things are that we talk about? Now, here's the tube, okay? And what it does is it goes from the bottom of this tin up here and out the rocker box. Or, yeah, there it is.
There it is.
And there it is. And so we've got the inlet and the outlet. What the book tells you to do is they always talk about the fact that when these lines are too close, like if they're laying on the cast iron cylinder head here, they will coke up inside, which means they'll make a hardness of the oil that's going through there, and they'll plug.
Oh, I see.
And that'll give that problem. That's one of the reasons I'm taking this off, to make sure that all those lines are clear. And that's what I've been doing here.
What you have over there?
Yeah, that's what I have right here, right now. And here is wire going all the way through this one. You can see. Let's see if I light that up. Now, don't let me glare too much. Okay, there we go. Now you can see it coming down into there. So when this thing fills up with oil, it goes into there. And then when the pistons go down, what they're doing is they're creating vacuum, which sucks that oil right back down the pushrod tubes. Right down the pushrod tubes. Okay? And that's how it works. And they really work well. I mean, this is old technology, but believe me, if you love old technology like I do, then what you realize is there are very, very few thrills in this world as good as riding a hot rod knucklehead. I mean, that's absolutely awesome. Anyway, so I pulled the head off, and I disassembled all this stuff. Now, here is the rocker box, which is what makes this thing a knucklehead. Because they look like knuckles, yes. Okay, and here's where those lines go on. See? And here are the rocker arms. And each rocker arm is different. Yeah, rocker arms are laying right here.
In front of my face.
This one is a, let's see, this one should be the, okay, this one is the front exhaust. This one is the front intake. Now, one of the things I wanted to really show, and I don't know if this is legal or not, but here is a Harley Davidson service manual. That's a real, genuine knucklehead service manual. And it's that old.
Wow.
And you can see these are the parts that go into a knucklehead cylinder head. That's a lot of stuff. And everything has to be correct in there. Now also, as long as I have it apart, I'm going to, I don't know, I'll probably lap the valves, which I've shown in the past. I'm not sure how much of this we're going to show. After I look at this video, I'll see if the next steps will lend themselves to working on a video. It's kind of hard to figure out sometimes. Okay, one of the things I also wanted to show, I'm getting requests for tools. People are asking to see tools, and I usually use mostly basic hand tools. But there are some things that, you know, this is a valve spring compressor. And this one, this particular one, is made by Jim's Machine. Well,
They're friends of ours.
well, no, they make beautiful tools, and I use them. So,
Definitely true.
yeah. And so, let's see. Yeah, there's the laser name on it, is Jim's. But that's a valve spring compressor. I bought this when Harley's newest motor was an Evo. Okay, and this thing fits almost all of them. Now here I have a valve spring compressor for a flathead, and I tried to use it on a guy's flathead a while back. Guy had a trike with a 45-inch flathead, and I couldn't get this to do the job. Now my buddy John, if he's watching right now, I still love it, John. It's an ornament in here. I got it from him. John Petrie, a good old biker friend of mine. Anyway, so I used the Evo one, and what I did was, to make it work on a flathead, is I just installed this washer right here, and it just took that valve out just as sweet and nice as you could ask for.
Wow.
And so this works on flatheads, knuckleheads, panheads, shovelheads, and Evos.
Nice.
In fact, I believe I used it on, yeah, I've used it on twin cams too. I don't know if they have different tools for that, but there's the one I use, and it works fine. Another tool I wanted to show, oh yeah. Okay, if you look at this fitting here, see how narrow that fitting is. So when you're trying to take that line off of there, you've got to figure out how to hold that fitting there while you loosen that big stud. And here it is.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Now, I normally I would think that a real thin wrench like this is a tappet wrench, but that's awful big sizes. I don't know that I've ever adjusted any valve tappet adjusters that were that big. So I would just call it a very thin, flat wrench. And this one is an antique Craftsman.
Wow.
Which means to me was probably my dad's. I have all of his tools, so anyway, that's how that works. Okay, so I showed the tools. Now I've showed what the tins look like when you take the rocker box off of the head. And I might add, in disassembling this stuff, there's almost an art to disassembling it. All of these things are stacked exactly like that manual tells you. And this is where a rawhide mallet really goes to work. Because the last thing you want to do, and you will find knuckleheads laying around, if you do, you will find them with these ears broken off of the heads. That's how you ruin a knucklehead, is by knocking the rocker shaft out of it with a big hammer.
Oh.
I mean, all you need to do is just kind of tap it. And, you know, to take the rocker box off, all you got to do is just kind of tap it. And I think we'll probably show the reassembly of it. But I think that's about it for now. But that's what I'm going to do. I did want to show it. I don't mean to have this all covered up. So you can look at this.
She's naked.
Well, she just got her head off, and gas tanks laying on the bench over there.
Yeah.
But I've been swearing I was going to get back to work on the flathead, and that's what we're going to do. But before we do that, we're getting everything else caught up. This oiling problem is going to get fixed. I'm getting a new tire on the front of my shovel head, a new tire on the front of your bike.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll be caught up a little bit and can take a breath and get into that flathead, because I've really been doing a lot of research on it. So other than that, all I really want to mention is our shirts. We still have shirts, and they've been selling too. People have been enjoying them. I hope everyone does. But there they are. And we do have that baseball hat, baseball cap, and of course Baby Doll's picture.
Yes.
I'm in love with Baby Doll's picture.
That is a great picture.
Anyway,
I'm not liking this now.
so other than that, let's see, I'm hoping to be at the Long Beach swap meet, if Mike and I are both going, I hope.
Yes.
July 30th is Sunday, last Sunday of the month, and it's going to be the Long Beach swap meet. I love that swap meet. So I will be there, and hopefully I'll see some of you folks there. And until then, until the next video. There'll be another video for the 30th, be another video very soon. So until then, I'll see you out on the road.